Right, guys. Good evening. It's Tuesday night. What's going on? Hang on. I haven't put myself in a party. Ain't gonna work right now. So there we go. Right then. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday night. Ark Hilly 9505, and we are with WAOF1 for round 8 of the season. Um, as always, it's full quality, 50% race, and it's La España, Spain for well, it's always a great race at Spain, regardless of weather or anything like that. It's always a great race, so let's hope that's the case tonight. Now, anybody following the streams recently will know that I've been doing some pre-quali interviews, and I'm doing one tonight with a new driver. Well, new to a full-time seat, but it's been in the league a little while waiting for a seat. So let's get him in. So we're going to welcome Dorian, and here he comes. So hello. Hello. Yeah, just about. There we go. That's better. Right, just a second. I've got to change the option on the stream. Right, okay. Okay, so I've changed it now. You should be able to include your audio now.
Sit
Yeah,
down.
excellent. Awesome. Well, hello, Dorian. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Excellent. Yeah, all good. All good. Um, nice to speak to you and welcome you properly to WAF1 because obviously you've only just recently got your full-time seat. So well done
Yeah,
on that. And it's great to have you
thank
on
you.
track. And, you know, I know you've really wanted it. So, yeah, it's always good, to get people on track that we know want to be here as well. That's always a good thing
Yeah,
because you
I've
know you're
been
going to
I've
turn
been
up.
busting to get in as a full time.
That's it. So, um, obviously, with that in mind, you raced last week, didn't you? That was last week was your debut, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For well, full time debut.
Uh,
So
yes, yeah.
yeah. So obviously, in that sense, you're not gonna, I would usually talk to people about where they are in the championship and that, but rather than talking about where you are, if we talk about what would your goal be? Bearing in mind, obviously, you've only started on race 7, so you've given everybody else a 6 race head start effectively. What would your
Yeah.
goal be?
I just kind of go in each week and aim for a top 10, which I know is quite ambitious because the quality of the drivers in this league. But I've always got to try and aim high.
Awesome. So, well, 10th place at the moment in championship is Moomin,
Yeah,
which is just speaks for
very,
itself.
very
To
good driver.
yeah, a driver of his class to be in 10th place, it does show the quality of the league actually. So he's on 81 points. It's actually joint for P9 with Racing J. He's another very good
Mhm.
driver, but hasn't attended every race this season. Um, okay, so yeah, that sounds good. And you've joined the Williams team.
Yeah, me and Wheel.
You and well, yeah. Of course it is, yeah. So I believe you've joined a team which is doing very
Second.
well actually still. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're P2. So it may be difficult for you to sort of make any real mark on the drivers because of the fact you missed 6 races. But
Yeah, I mean it
constructors
would
wise,
definitely be a statement to win the constructors.
definitely. So
And
uh,
with Wheel, it's such a consistent driver as well, it's definitely possible.
definitely, yeah. Um, well, at the moment, there's a 50-point gap between yourselves and first place, which is Alpine, um,
Yeah,
which is Carsey, of course. So not just Carsey. That's a bit rude, isn't it? Um,
operator as well.
yeah, Carsey and operator. Sorry, operator. Didn't mean to be rude.
I'll say Carsey is scoring the big
He's
points
the
for me
heavy
there.
one that's winning
Yeah.
the majority of the races at the moment. So, yeah, yeah. So it's going to be tough to chase them down, but I guess it's about being consistent and making sure you finish the races. Remembering that even if you're not doing so well on a day, you still score points lower down. So It's important to
Yeah,
make
it's
sure you
always
finish.
trying to see the car across the line, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
So what I'd say to Whale,
it is daunting, you know, looking at some of their times in practice, you know, in TT and stuff.
yeah,
But it's nice to chase something.
yeah. Well, what I'd say to Whale, look, 'cause he's so consistent in that, I'd say to Whale, look, my job is to beat operator, you know. So your job, Whale, is to beat Carsey. That's what I'd say to him.
Yeah.
I think that's fair exchange. Uh, um, right. Anyway, that's enough serious talk because it's already 4 minutes to the hour, so we ain't got that long left. Um, let's get on with the questions everybody actually wants to know. So, um, right, I don't know if you've been following the streams or if you've heard any of
I have
the
been
pre-quali
following all the
interviews.
streams.
You have, oh,
Yeah.
legend.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
sure I want you in a
Ever
seat then.
since
If you've been
Reese.
watching the streams, you know, you've got to
I
promise me
know
you'll watch it back.
it's a shame. Oh no, I watch every race back.
Awesome,
You can be certain
good,
of
good.
that.
Excellent. All right, you can keep your seat then. That's okay. Um,
Thanks.
right. Okay. So, right. So first of all, I've been doing these quick fire questions. So we'll try and get through these, and they're all sort of they're still the same. I've not been changing them because it's just a way of just getting to know you a little bit better,
hmm
and trying to put you on the spot a little bit. So, basically, what or who or whatever is your favourite? So, what is your favourite colour?
Mm. Red.
Favourite food?
Mm. Pizza.
Was that pizza or peas?
Yeah, pizza. No, not
Pizza.
peas.
What's your favourite animal?
Favorite animal?
Yeah.
A dog.
Okay. Favourite Formula One team?
Favorite team? Ferrari.
Okay. Favourite drink?
Mm. Red Bull.
Okay. Your favourite singer or band, past or present?
Oh, Foo Fighters. He's
Awesome. Yeah. Favourite football team?
Manchester United.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. No, that's not too bad actually. I quite like United. Favourite Formula One track?
Spain.
Sorry.
Spain.
Spain. Oh, excellent. That's good. That's handy. Favourite TV show?
Yeah, no pressure. Yellowstone.
Favourite Doctor Who?
Watch it, and I know I'm not the only person to say that.
No. Favourite Formula One driver, past or present?
Michael Schumacher.
Awesome. Right answer. And your favourite WAOF1 admin?
I've been thinking about this question all day.
I'll have you.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a tricky one, see, because one of them might be my teammate. So I think I'm gonna have to say Whale,
I think you've been pushed
closely
into that.
followed
I
by
think
yourself.
Wells told you that you've got to say that, otherwise, you're not going to be his teammate
Yeah,
anymore. Um,
it was part of the contract.
was it part of the yeah, that doesn't surprise me
Yeah.
with Well. Yeah, he don't play by the rules. He really doesn't.
No, he does
So
definitely doesn't.
it's all right. I know that you would say me if it wasn't for the fact that you've had it written in your contract to
Yeah,
say Well. So
we
that's
all
fair
know that.
enough. Okay. All right
Hopefully
then.
he doesn't
So
watch this back.
final. Reedy says brilliant interview. Right, last one. What does Whoopi say there? We come on, United, yanked. Okay. Um,
Whoopi's a fellow supporter.
yeah. Um, okay. One last question then. Um, and this is the one everybody loves to get to because nobody knows what it's going to be every week because I generally make it up about a second before I ask it to you. So even I don't know
Okay.
until I actually get here. So tonight I'm going to ask you if you could be a nut, what nut would you be and why?
If I could be a nut, what would I be?
Yeah, and why?
An almond,
Okay, and why?
because my wife drinks almond milk.
Right. Okay. Okay. So you want to be drank by your wife, basically. Okay, fair enough.
Correct.
That's yeah, okay. That's a fair answer. It's as good. Well, actually, it's better than most of the ones I get. So, There you go. Uh, um, oh, Craig likes the interview idea
Just
as well.
looking at me here.
Okay.
But she
Well,
can't hear what you're saying. She can only hear me.
oh, really?
So
Oh, okay. So
bit
she's
confused.
got no idea why you just said almond because my wife drinks almond milk, and she's just like, "What are you on, you psycho?"
Yeah.
Right. Okay. There we are. Okay, well, that's the end of my interview. And it looks like it's just in time because the ticks are starting to come up. So you're
Yep.
about to go into qualifying. Can we expect to see you in Q3?
Definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay. Not on your favourite
Pushing
track?
pushing for Q2.
Okay. No worries. We'll see you in Q2 then. And no worries. All right then, mate. Well, all the best.
All right. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
And yeah, see you again soon. All right.
See you soon.
Wallace, if you're listening, I don't know if you are listening, but you need to pick your car, buddy. Pick your car. I did this last night. What is it with you recently, Wallace, and not picking your car? Waiting at yeah, see? That's what Gooner's saying. Phone him in Discord again, Gooner. Yes, yeah, yeah, we were stuck waiting for him to pick his car last night, basically, guys, in another league. So, yeah. Thanks, Craig. Thanks for that. And, Gooner ain't saying nothing. Dear. Oh, was it Sunday night, not last night? Okay. He's done it. He's done it. He's picked a McLaren. He's Moomin's teammate, isn't he? Yeah, so, yeah, that's right. There we go. Hey, Bob. Thanks for joining, mate. And hope you're well. As we look to get going. Yeah, Wallace, you naughty boy. You know why it is as well, don't you? I know why it is. I'm not going to say on stream because it's naughty, but yeah, I know why it is. We just say he's probably got the munchies. Right, here we go then, into full qualifying for Spain. What did we say about Spain? I'm not. It's been it's been on the calendar as long as I know. Yeah, I've been watching Formula One since the very early 90s. 91, I think, was the first year I watched it, and it was already on the calendar then. So it's been a constant in my lifetime. Evening, Mark. I assume you're talking to me. um, yeah, so big changes coming to Spain next year. Obviously, we all loved the chicane at the end of this track, of course, and they're getting rid of it. So I jest, of course, and nobody loves the chicane at the end of this track, apart from me, apparently. I'm the only one that seems to actually like it. I'm rubbish at it. I hate it in the sense that I'm rubbish at it, but I still think it's a brilliant corner. Because there's no other chicane just like it on the calendar, so it's a shame they're going to lose that. So, sorry, Dad's singing along to the theme tune of New Orleans NCIS. You are not going to fall asleep halfway through this race, will Pete. We'll be phoning you on Discord. Yeah, Craig, it's like you read my mind. What's going on? Are we connected just because we're both called Craig? Both our first names are Craig, so... Are we connected in some way? Are we psychics? Psychic towards all Craigs? Yeah, let's say Craig. Yeah, it must be. I think, yeah, I think it's a shame. I think it's a big shame that it's going. But in terms of racing, it should lead to more overtakes. It will extend the. I assume it will extend the pit lane, the pit straight a bit more. But what it will do, because if you ever follow a car through that chicane, they always seem to be able to. The car in front always seems to edge away a few tenths, or a couple of tenths. when they come out of that chicane, which makes it so difficult to overtake at the moment. And with obviously the best chance being down into turn 1. So yeah, if what they're going to put there, which is just a boring sort of 90-degree turn, a little bit like the final corner of Portimao, I think is what they're putting in there, and which I think is what it used to be before they put the chicane in. Yeah, I mean, it's a shame. So Sokolovic has left the session. That's not good. Where is he? Is he even on the list? He's not even on the list. Either I'm being really blind or Sokolovic isn't on the list at the moment. He's supposed to be, I guess, but clearly he's having trouble joining. Anyway, we're with Reed, who's first out on track. As you can see at the moment, got the medium tyres on. So I will say that he was doing some practice earlier on, and he posted his qualifying practice lap time, and it was seriously fast. So he's laid down a bit of a gauntlet to Carsey for tonight. Comes round then into this chicane that we talk about. See what I mean? That is a completely different corner to anything else on the calendar. I can't think of another chicane that is like that one. So I just think it's a bit of a shame, really. An 18-0 then from Reed on the mediums to get us underway. What else we got? Here's a McLaren. Oh, that's Wallace. He's on an out lap. Oh, that was a spinner. Who was a spinner? James has had a spin. Who's on their way round? Yeah, pretty close. So, right, other drivers with times on the board then. Racing J18-4, Lego Lamb 19-1, Taylor McKenzie 19-3. Cool by the Paul and Dorian put times on the board, but they're not competitive times, so they must have made mistakes. Here comes Well, also on a set of mediums, and he's a 19-3. So, not his best lap. Not more to come from him, obviously, because one, he's on a set of mediums, so it's bound to be his Gaza. Looks to be recovering. Unless he was just getting out somebody's way, but it looks more to me like that's a recovery. He's, yeah, look, his left front. But, anyway, Freeman then. Wouldn't have 5, so obviously made a mistake on his first lap. Freeman, superb drive last week to finish on the podium, and took my driver of the day as well. Absolutely brilliant drive. Aston Martin, I'm not sure who that was, but gets well out of the way. I think it might have been, well, actually, Whoopi and Daguna are both on outlaps, so I'm not exactly sure. In either of them. Yellow flags coming up all over the track, but just ignore them, guys. And they are just people moving out of the way of other people. It's not, there's no incidents. Like that one, that would cause a yellow flag. See that McLaren getting out of the way. Wallace has gone into P3 on an 18.7. A couple of hundredths ahead of his teammate Moomin. He's P5 now. His car's just gone fastest on a 17.0. Freeman crosses the line to an 18.4 and goes P3. So a nice lap, and looks like he's picking up from where he left off last week. He just started his lap, so we'll look to follow him as Freeman gets out the way. See Whoopi. Whoopi also on medium tyres. in terms of track difficulty, I'd say Spain is in the easy sort of category. I don't think it's a difficult track. The only sort of difficulty there is with it, that there are a couple of curbs that can really, make you spin quite easily. It's particularly turn 2. A big one. Fast right-hander as well in sets of 2. You've got to be a bit careful both entry and exit there, but other than that, it's not a particularly difficult track. So I've always found it quite fun to drive though. Comes out the final corner, picks up DRS and crosses the line to an 18.8. It's P7 for Whoopi. Really not sure what to expect the cut-off time to be in Q1, if I'm honest. It's the Gunner, so he's on these soft tyres. Comes up DRS, and that's an 18.2, so that's P3 for the Gunner. So anybody else? Sokolovic is in now, look, and he's put the grid up to 19. Which is great news. That is correct tonight. We're not expecting a 20th. We only have the 19 tonight, which is a bit of a shame. It's what it is. Yeah, he is. Oh, this ain't nothing yet, mate. You wait till Q3. I know in time trial earlier he did a high 115 in time trial, so I think we're looking at a pole position tonight of somewhere around 116.3, 116.4, I reckon. Which looks a nice tidy lap from Sokolovic, isn't it? That's another curve, the inside curve there. You don't want to be touching that one either. This one you've got to, really. You've got to attack that corner. Uses the sausage curves there on the chicane. Comes out the final corner, then crosses the line to a 120.7. So I think he's going to have to improve on that before the end of the session. Baz runs a bit wide there, that's invalidated the lap. Junkie is into the pits, having lost his front wing at some stage. James. RC retires out. He thinks he's safe, I don't know. 117, is that safe? Yeah, I think that's safe. As Taylor leaves the session. There he is. Oh, and I can't go on his gamer card either. Oh, of course I can't, he's on PlayStation. But there you go. Anybody listening that might be able to invite Taylor back, if you're able to, that would be great. Unfortunately, I can't do it. James then comes to the final corner. Obviously a massive improvement on his first lap, it's just the 137, so here he comes then. Will it be good enough to get through? It's 119.0, puts him in P10, so 4 attempts from P10 to P14, so the top 15 will go through. Still all to play for it. Here we are, we've interviewed him tonight, so why don't we do the Hilly Hot Lap with him as well. Looks to be coming round to start a lap. So here he comes. Good, gets out of the chicane, make sure we've got everything turned on and ready to go, pick up the DRS. Head down the pit straight then towards turns 1, 2 and 3, which is like a gigantic S-bend in a way. So here we go, down to turn 1, usually 4, 4, 5th. He uses fifth, as you can see. He takes a bit of curb on the inside, which is good. You do need to attack it in qualifying. It's the pedal to the metal through turn 3 and then into turn 4. Late brake and late apex. And Dorian uses fifth. Again, you can use 4/4 in fact, through there. Into the hairpin. Sitting fourth all the way through there, under the Rolex bridge, and down to this chicane, which is a bit of an odd one. Right, and then remember we used to be able to take this flat out. So it's almost impossible to do now. You can do it if you run a high enough downforce, but it's too high a downforce. That's the problem that you need. And through the new section of the track, and into this right-hander. Again, don't touch the inside curb is the only rule through that one. This corner and into the chicane, so down to Dorian in third. And that is, I think Dorian is one of the drivers that likes to keep a higher gear if he can. It helps on exits, so perhaps doesn't use traction. And that's a 19.9 from Dorian, improves by 1.1 seconds. That puts him into P15, so I think that's going to be tight. No, what we don't know yet is what sort of times Baz and Junkie can do, so evening, Papa. I'm very good, thank you, mate. And yourself? Planning to support your son? He's doing very well, safely through in Q1. I think both him and his teammate are both safely through. So a little way to go yet. I think it's still just over 4 minutes left. Yeah, 4.5 minutes left on the clock. So it looks like Baz is going to move up the table here. So 118.7, that puts him into P9. Starting to get rather tight actually. So Gaza now in P15. He's the one in danger. Junkie also put a time on the board. I missed that one, 119.9. But I'm confident that he's got plenty more time in him. I think Operator could probably do a bit better. Damir. And I don't know about Dorian. He's see plenty of time left in his lap, but he did seem to suggest in his interview that getting through Q1 may be difficult. Excellent news, Papa. That's what I like to hear. I'm looking forward to tomorrow and Thursday, mate. It's Jeddah. It's Junkie Pits, sorry. Damn here, improving then. 4 attempts up. He's displacing Operator as it stands, but may well have plenty more time to gain in this sector as well. Comes out the final corner, picks up the DRS, it's 119.9. That puts him P17, so he moves ahead of Junkie as well. Still in the drop zone, in a much improved lap for Damir. And probably his last go, unless he can do a cool down. His fuel night's not flashing, so he may be able to have one more go. It's hard to see where he's losing it. I thought his final sets looked pretty good, to be quite honest. It's hard to know sometimes where people are losing time. But, Taylor has decided he should come out again, as is Gaza. Got to, really. Oh, definitely, Papa. We need it. We need it. No. It's not been like it in the leagues he's joined through me, like, but it's a bit different. Obviously, he knows the people in the RC, so it's easier. You get that between leagues, though, don't you? You get some leagues are pretty chatty and a lot going on in the general chat and that, and other leagues are just a bit quieter. That's just the way it is, really. One of the leagues I'm in, literally, nothing happens at all on the 6 days when they're not racing. The one day when they're racing, there's about 3 comments until the race, and then it goes nutty. But yeah. Anyway, Taylor improving, and enough at the moment to gain 2 or 3 places. So I think he's doing enough here. Catches another car, but nowhere near close enough to get in the way. So here he comes in a way, definitely through P7 for Taylor. Clearly the final set, so he was able to gain a lot more time then. Gaza also improving. He's 4.5 attempts up through sets of 2. And he heads to the line to 1:18.7. So he goes P11. And that will see him through. Actually means Wallace has dropped to P12 now. While his teammate's putting another lap on P2 on the 17.9. And still, I think we'll be safe. Whale in the in the danger zone. He's also improving. 4 attempts. I see him nip just ahead of Gaza unless he gains some more time through the final sector. Here he comes then, and it's a 1:18.3, so he goes P7 and safely through. Anybody in the drop zone on a lap? Dorian improving, and he goes. Well, he lost some time in the final sector. He did still improve time-wise, but not enough to get through. Could be a different story for this man. It's going to be tight, I think, and annoyingly, he does. He's puts it well. He's going to push his teammate out. Here he comes. Surely, yeah, 1:18.8 puts him into P15. So, Junkie Emperor, at the cost of his teammate James, is through to Q2. A bit of a surprise. Junkie and James struggling to get through. In Q1, that's, mind you, if I swap them with 2 drivers ahead, I'd be saying the same thing. Superb lap from Lego Lamb, by the way. P8 in a Ferrari. That's a brilliant lap. 3.5 attempts quicker than his teammate Gaza. So, it's exceptional. Right, that's the end of qualifying 1. Fortunate for the 4 drivers going to lose. Carty goes through as fastest in that session. Not really worth looking into that at all, reading anything into that. It's you really don't know. With the top guys, they can sort of complete laps in the Q1 and sometimes Q2 where they're not absolutely on it. So don't read too much into that. But yeah, unfortunately for James, then his teammate knocks him out, and so we're going to lose James, Dorian, Damir Soklovic, and Operator from Q1. The other 15 through, so we've got a full complement of 15 drivers for Q2. You can see this little, if you take Carty out of the equation with the quick time he's done, the rest of the field was actually very, very tight. So we know Carty's quick, but he's going to go quicker than that as well. But so are the drivers behind him. So we'll have to see. Could we buy any car? This time my dad's singing along to the adverts on the telly. Sing along to that one. This just sold my car, so we buy any car. Stuff like that, anyway. Tune into this to hear me tempted to sing. Haas is out first, so we know because he very rudely knocked his teammate out at the end of Q1 that this must be Junkie Emperor. Let's go with him. Can I just take a moment just to say thank you to all of you that joined. 18 of you out there at the moment according to my phone, so thank you ever so much. Turn that radio off. Oh dear. Junkie last to get through Q1, first to set a time in Q2. He comes then. So, cut off in this session is going to be in the... Yeah, it's going to be in the 17s, I think. I think we're going to be looking at either a high 17 or a very low 18, but I suspect it's going to be in the high 17s. Hello and good evening to you too, operator. Unlucky not getting through, buddy, but see how you get on in the race. It's funny one. Don't envy your choice for strategy though, operator. I think it's going to be a tough, difficult call for you guys. Obviously, it's ideally from the back you'd probably prefer to start on hards, but around here, if you were to get a safety car after 7 or 8 laps, you're going to wish you started on the medium so that you could pit to the hards. That's the thing. It's have to see. He comes then, so 119.5 from Junkie on his first run. Don't forget, a lot of the drivers will use softs that they used in Q1 on their first runs, so Reed goes fastest on the mediums he used in Q1 then, so 18.2. Of course it's on an out. I would pick the driver on an out lap, wouldn't I? That's unbelievable. Moomin just coming through the final corner. Gunnar 18.4, Lego Lamb 18.5, Moomin crossed the line to an 18.0, Taylor 18.3, Wallace 18.9, Junkie 19.5. We saw that one, didn't we? Racing J 17.9. That's where I'm expecting the cut-off to be for this session. Maybe I'm a little bit off with those first times, but to say you don't know who's using what, so in terms of tyres. Oh, for pole position, mate, Mark. Yeah. If anybody else wants to make any predictions, he's not the only one in with a chance of doing it, though. Reed did a 16.3 earlier on in practice. You know, an actual qualifying practice. I mean, not time trial practice, qualifying practice. There's no doubt Reed has got the pace to challenge him today. Ooh, Garcia gets a little out of shape there. A little wobble. Here he comes to a 17.4, and no doubt that was probably a scrub set as well. That's probably the same set he used in Q1, so there we have it. Anybody else on a lap at the moment? I'm not sure they are. No. I think they're all coming into the pits, to be quite honest with you. All done their times, and it doesn't look like anybody's made any sort of big mistakes on their laps, so I think they're coming in. I'm not sure why we've not seen any of these three just yet, but Red Bulls has to wait for the other. Red Bull's P2, P3 at the moment, so doing nicely. Grades are 16.4. And yeah, I'm trying to remember because we've done a couple of races here before. Because we did our first ever race with Spain in WAOF1 because we did a pre-season race. And I think pole position then was about a 16.7, and I think that was car seat. But Meat Brawl as well also did a 16.7, I think. Oh, we've had a contact between Whoopi and Reed, and Whoopi gets a 5-place grid penalty for that. Oh, unbelievable. I mean, they were both on outlaps. I don't know what they're up to. They're both on outlaps. He clearly wasn't expecting Reed to come through. He's the furthest round, so see if he continues on to a lap. No, he pits. So there we have it. Stand down to Moon's left a session. Hang on, let me see if I can get Moon back in. Johan Johansson. Go. Right. Junkie Emperor then. Here he comes. See him again. I don't know, Whoopi. I don't know. Surprised me as much as anything, but yeah, it's one of the things. But Junkie then into the fast right-hander. And I found 6 temps already, so he's heading into the 18s. I think that's a clear indication he definitely used scrub tyres, scrub set on his first go. And 18.6 from Junkie Emperor then, that puts him into P10. Oh, Gaz has retired. He's crashed down at the left-right chicane. There is a car on its way. I'm just gonna... Wells, there he is, on the left-hand side there. Wow, okay. It's, I assume that's on the exit curb. He's hit the exit curb and it's flung him across the track. It was one of the curbs that I said earlier on. You've got to be a bit careful. Junkie goes to huge excesses to move out of the way of the other driver. Who else we got then? Reed on his way round to start a lap again. We'll take a look at him in a minute. Rail slowed right down. No idea if anybody's actually on the lap here or not. Cool, but the pool looks like he is. Coming up to these slow drivers now. See Cool by the pool over the line, and we'll move to Reed. Cool by the pool. 1:17.8 for Cool by the pool, puts him in P2. Nice lap from Cool. And through to Reed down. He's just finishing up turn 3. Turn 4 didn't go well. So white on the tyres, so obviously that's that lap over. Into the boss man, Mr. Whale. chicane where Gaz had his incident. He's alright and he'll be ready for the race. Looks like he'll probably be starting P15, presuming or assuming that Buzz Ninja comes out. So Whale slightly up. Mercedes takes to the right hand side. I get well out of the way and Whale into the chicane. Pretty nice through the chicane, and it's an 18-1 from Whale. That's P7. Nicely pitted. Wallace is out there. Let's take a look at Wallace. Graphic shows purple in set to 1. Nicely through the fast right-hander, picks up the DRS and almost the 10th down through the second sector. Now, just wondering if you complete this lap or whether you come into the pits. He's got time to pit and get out again. Yeah, no, into the pits he comes, so he's going to give it another go, I would assume. His teammates seemingly just coming around to start a lap. Whale, I think, is on an in-lap. Baz has put a time on the board. He's on 18.6. He goes P12. So get a little bit of a distant tow off the McLaren, but it would have been too much. Looking down in the pit lane, and I'm not seeing. Expecting Wallace to be straight back out again. I'm not seeing him coming down the pit lane. He's run out of time a little bit. McLaren directly ahead of us is movement, and now I can see him on the pit exit. Whereas Whoopi backs out the lap. He's not invalidated, so just made a mistake. Let's go to the McLaren that was ahead of him then, so 2 temps up for movement. Currently sat in P6. A couple of temps would actually probably propel him up to P2. P3 in fact, just to prove me wrong, is P3 by 6 thousandths of a second. Comes to the end of sector 1, couple of temps up. Nice. It's a nice constant speed through the right-hander. Good as Baz, the Ninja, retires out in the pit lane, so he is in the pits. Stands will start P12, that may change. Reed across the line then, and it's a 1:16.7. Goodness me, we're in the 16s already. It's almost like that's laying down a bit of a marker, isn't it? He's going to pit time in sector 1. Whoopi's on his way round to finish his lap. If he can make it, he does. 5.5 temps, P9. Puts Lega Ulam on the precipice. He's not improving. Let's go back to Wallace. Somebody else just improved up. Who's that? That was Taylor. That was Taylor who's gone P7 on 18.0. So I was a little bit wrong on my prediction this week for Q2. At the moment, the cutoff is 18.2. I said high 17, very, very low 18, so not a million miles off. Here comes Wallace then, 118.0, he goes P9 and knocks Whoopi out. Wow, okay, good lap Wallace at the end, very nice lap indeed. Reed gets through fastest on a 16.7. Carsey through earlier on and he used the same size as Q1 as well, so he's got a little bit of a tyre advantage, I'd say, at this point. But, yeah, well, I think I'm going to say that my cut-off time was right now. It's a very low 118, does include 118.1, so there you go. So anyway, we're going to lose Whoopi, Lego Lamb, Junkie Emperor, Baz the Ninja, and Gaza after his crash from Q2. So the Ferrari starting 12th and 15th. A rare out qualifying for Lego Lamb over Gaza, actually. So well done, Lego Lamb. Very nice lap from you. Oh, of course, Whoopi, I'd forgotten you got the 5-place grid penalty. So, yeah, P16 on the start. I wouldn't have been, after picking up that P5, 5-place grid, I wouldn't have been shocked if you just retired out, to be honest, and decided to start from the back. But, yeah, unlucky. Oh, I didn't realise Reed had got one as well. Ah, okay. Well, there you have it. You both got one. There you have it. Ultra close though. Look at that. Reed and car seat. After Reed and car seat, covered by just over 2 tenths. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Well, because see, I like starting from the back in races, so probably not the best one to listen to because I'll just tell you to start because I like doing it. Right, sorry guys, there's a little bit of chat going on Discord as somebody's asking for a restart because of the grid penalty, but my side of Crush, we don't do restarts like that. Laguna then 17.8 to get us underway in Q3. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit lost on exactly where we are at the moment. 16.5 from Carsey on his first run of Q3. Racing J 17.8, Laguna 17.8, just 3 thousandths separating him and Racing J. Freeman 18.2, Taylor 18.8. So who's just there? Who's this? This is Whale. (18.2) for Well across the line. Ooh, Red Bull just about getting out of the way in time. I don't think that would have affected Call by the Pool. Didn't look like he was hesitant at all. That's the only thing I can think of. He was a little bit hesitant on throttle. Didn't look or sound like it, so I think he's okay. In fact, if he was, I would imagine he probably would have already backed out the lap by now, so he's still going. And here he comes, so 17.7, Call by the Pool goes P2 and continues the Q2 for him. That saw him into Q3, very nice. Reed then through the final sector. Oh, just as a little bit of spin, a little bit of oversteer. And he'll recover that back and get another run in. Oh, somebody else having an oversteer moment as well, and that's called by the Pool. Just wait for the Red Bull. Racing J. Heads to the line, and that's 17.7 from Racing J. Improves. I'm sure that's his second run on those tyres as well, and he's improved up, but well, improved time-wise, didn't actually improve position. It's a bit harder for others to surpass him. Not sure I see. Is he on a lap or? No, he's on an out lap, so that's fine. We'll take a look at Carsey's next attempt. What can he do? Is he gonna entertain us? Just over half a tenth up in sector 1. Far ahead is a McLaren. Nicely out of the way, over to the left hand side. Moomin. I see opens up DRS and heads down to this new part of the track. I can't quite remember what it was like before. It was two lefts and a slight two lefts with a really nasty sort of bump in a row is all I can say. That was make it very easy to spin. So I'm glad they sorted that out, quite frankly. And through the final corner, what's he going to treat us to? It's a 1:16.544, improves by 200ths of a second. And here comes the Gooner then, final corner. Opens it up and improves into P2. Very good lap from the Gooner, 1:17.4. Superb form recently as the Gooner. Also, all the leagues that I've raced with him in, or commentate on him, or sometimes race with him, sometimes commentate. So moving then through the final corner, across the line, 1:17.6, and that's P3 as it stands for Moomin. Anybody else calling it on a lap? See Jay coming across the start of lap. Freeman. No, the Gooner retires out in the pits, so he's done what he can, and a very good job he's done too. Not on a lap either. Who's the other? Oh, as Reed puts it into P2. I didn't even realise it was out there. 16.8 from Reed. J up in sector 1 for him range. Yeah, well done, Gooner. That was a nice lap, buddy. See how high it has you for the start. I think it's going to be high. I definitely don't think you're going to drop below 5th, but we'll see. It's proven to be so tight around here. Apart from Carsey and Reed are off in the world on their own, to be honest. Racing J goes into P3 on a 17.3. Another man that's been showing some great form. Has a little wobble though out of the chicane, and yeah, it's lost him the time. Unfortunately, he was improving. He was going to go ahead of Moomin, but just lost him the time. Who else has just crossed the line to start a lap? Who else we got coming around? Freeman. Is he going to make it? It's tight. No, he doesn't. He doesn't make it across the line. So our podium man from last week doesn't get onto his hot lap. Whale improves to P7 on a 1:17.8. Taylor P8 on an 18.1. Where is Carsey? Let's find the guys that are furthest round. So Cool by the Pool, just coming up to the end of sector 2. And he's a 10th and a half down, so Go to, well, that's Freeman, but he didn't make it. Oh no, it's not. It's Racing J, but no, he's not on a hot lap. Wallace is 4 attempts up through sets of 2. And keep that up, he would leapfrog up into at least P7. Here comes then. And yeah, improves by nearly half a second and nips ahead of Cool by the pole as well. So up to P6. Cool not improving, and he's the last one, so that is it. So it's pole position for Carsey on a 16.3 in the end, so 1:16.343. I called it. 16.8 from Reed sees him in P2. Also has the grid penalty, so he's going to start from P7. But Racing J therefore will be promoted to P2, and Daguna to P3. So very nice lap indeed, Daguna. Well done, mate. So yeah, up to P3. Moving to P4, Wallace to P5. Cool will be promoted to P6. Whale to P7. No, that's where Reed will go. So Whale will stay P8. Taylor P9, Freeman P10. And let's just quickly have a... That is all the incidents just there, guys. So there we have it. So car seat, well, superb lap. 1:16.3 in an actual qualifying session is absolutely sensational. The race start time will be 9:03. So any drivers listening, remember, do not ready up. The race start time is 9:03. Grab yourselves a drink, nips a loo, whatever it is you got to do. But there we have it. So got our grid. I think it's going to be an interesting race. I've not heard any weather reports, so which I don't mind. I don't mind not knowing what it's going to do. So it keeps it interesting for us. Anyway, guys, as I said, we got a quick break, so the go time will be 9:03. I'm going to take the opportunity just to grab myself a quick coffee, and I'll be back with you shortly, ready for the race. See you in a moment. Right, hello guys, I'm back, and I think the ready up call is pretty much just going out. Right, okay, so yeah, here we go. Obviously formation lap first. Hey Taylor, sorry mate, I've only just seen that racing with flu is hard. Yeah, I can imagine. I can only imagine. Well, actually, I can't only imagine. I have done it myself. I did a 24-hour event when I had flu once, and I managed about 16 hours before I just killed over pretty much. It was a team thing, like, so I did, my team completed the event and came second in it, but, yeah, there we go. Well, interesting, actually, I think, on the tyres. Yeah, we got definitely a monopoly on the hard tyres. So, top two, so Carsey, Racing J, both starting on the hards. Laguna on the mediums, Moomin on the hards, Wallace on the mediums. So McLaren's to split their strategy. Cool by the pool on hard. Well, cool by the pool. Reed, Whale, Taylor, Freeman, and Legoland all on hards. Then mediums for Junkie and Baz. And hards for Gaza and James. Hards also for Dorian and Damir Soklovic, but mediums for Whoopi and Operator. And well, I tell you what, if we had an early safety car, it could really throw this race on its head, because if we had a safety car around sort of lap 7, lap 8, something like that, the medium drivers are going to be quit in, because they'll be able to pit the hards, but it'd be way too early for the hard drivers to start to pit to mediums. Then, of course, there's the whole of the rest of the race. If you're the guy that's pitted from the mediums to the hards, gone, please don't bring out another safety car, anyone. Please don't bring another one out. 9 times out of 10, someone does. It's so annoying. Whoopi got to get a good start here. Feeling sleepy. So, you always get a good start. I suppose Well's going to be the one to watch at the start, because he's got the he's got the host advantage, so we'll be able to get a view of this. Works to his left. So here we go, all lights on, and out they go, and you could really see it, how Wells' reaction time's so much quicker. Went to go up the middle, but couldn't quite make it, and it looks like he's through into P6. Oh my goodness, what is that? And round they come. Laguna and Wallace fighting for P2. Looks like Wallace is going to come out on top there. Carsey has dropped to P3 as it stands. Racing J, of course, was starting at the front, and he is another mega starter. And he's done just that, and is already into P1, despite starting on the hards. Carsey currently fighting with Moomin for P4 and 5. So, keeping it tight at the moment. In the end, it's Moomin that comes out on top, so Carsey down to P5. And Reed at this point, who's made up a place himself and is in P6. I bet Reed wouldn't have expected to see himself on the back of Carsey already at this point. But that's where he is. And Whale, by the way, after that launch that's already going places immediately, is already back down to P9. Only assume turns 1, 2 and 3 didn't quite work out so well for him. Racing J has Wallace has a look at Racing J and is up the outside, but is already ahead by the time they reach the corner. So Wallace takes the lead of the race. And bear in mind, he's on the medium tyres, so he does have a tyre advantage at the moment. But these two drivers, Wallace and Racing J, without a doubt, they are good enough drivers to win this race. It's not just assumed that Garcia or Reed will come through and win it by the end, because these two are, and Daguna and Moomin, all four of these drivers are absolutely fully capable of winning races, so, and do win races as well. So, well, Racing J won plenty of races last season. Yet to open his account this season, but won plenty of races last season, and since I've known him, he's won a lot of races. Wallace I've seen win races as well. Elsewhere, oh, Daguna! Oh, he's touched the dreaded inside curb. He rejoins as safely as he could, and he's just ahead of Whale. But that was what I was saying. If you remember in qualifying, you cannot touch that curb. So you're turning when you touch it, and as soon as you touch it, it just drags you across, pulls the car across. Daguna immediately making a place back up out of Taylor. You have a tiny little touch there, but not much to that. It's only a little kiss between the two. Like Lego Lamb was. Yeah, he was right. He was having a look at Whale, and he has got past Whale. So Lego Lamb up into P9. Oh, and he's round. He's round. I didn't. Was it just a spin or was there contact? I didn't see contact, but to be fair, I was looking at the standings when the contact would have occurred if there was any. Oh, what a shame for Lego Lamb, because he was flying. Absolutely flying. So you'll have to start again now from P18, but see how it goes. Whoopi, by the way, is that's a pit. I didn't realise. I've only just realised that, so not sure what's happened to Whoopi, but he has so far. What a race this is for McLaren as Carsey. Oh, I tried to go to Carsey, I'm sorry. With the DRS, makes the move up the inside of Moomin, and he's back into P3. We've got a yellow flag that's down at the final corner, and unfortunately it's Lego Lamb. Self-going Lego Lamb. Don't give up on it, mate, because you've shown real pace here today around Spain as Lego Lamb. Carsey then, who's already into the well into the 1 second of Racing J. And might start reaches in my memory somewhere. I think it's about 10 laps ish, but the mediums tend to hold the slight tyre advantage over the hards for here at Spain. Oh, and Carsey's round! Oh, he really caught the curb, and he is round. And, well, it doesn't rejoin because the span has stayed on track, but drops into P6, and that is a very, very rare mistake from Carsey. But it was definitely a mistake. He got too much of the curb on the exit. His car did not like it. Probably likes it even less at this point of the race when you've got so much fuel on board. It probably likes it even less. It's like qualifying when you're running absolute minimal fuel. You may well have gotten away with that, but at this point with the heavy fuel load, not a chance. Yeah, you're right, Mark. It is absolutely lethal. It's a couple of places. Turn 2's another one, isn't it? I I do think it's a bit easier this year on 22 than it was on 21, but definitely running different setups to 20 on 22 than we were on 21 though, so that probably has a lot to do with it. Definitely run a much higher downforce around here than you used to. No definite thing. Right, looking for potential battles. RC responds to his spin by sticking in the fastest lap of the race. Called by the pool on the back of Reed. Well, Reed's gotten past people called by the pool. Reed is closing in on Moomin. So, no doubt at the moment, Moomin will be over the moon with his teammate this evening. Just to clarify, Wallace, technically tonight, he is reserving in the McLaren. However, he has been offered the seat on a full-time basis, so just wants a couple of days to make sure that he can commit to Tuesday night and that, so he's going to let us know. But we've obviously put him in that seat tonight. He was the only reserve available tonight in a way, but we obviously put him in that seat on the basis that if he does take the seat, then that's his seat full time. So clarify that one. And goes to Racing J. He does get close to Wallace, but not close enough to make any move. Darcy goes ahead of Cool by the Pool. Taylor extremely close to the back of Whale. Oh, Wallace has made a mistake. He's round. He's back going again already, but definitely made a mistake. And Wallace has gotten past. Whale has gotten past him, but he managed to recover in time to keep Taylor behind. So he's recovered in P8. That's 2 yellow. I can't see what that is at all. So, well, in that case, because Racing J has dropped to P4, so did him and... I'm just wondering if him and Wallace had some contacts, because that would both drop places. And then that's Reed absolutely charging. Yeah, I wasn't quite alongside, so Newman able to defend that quite easily. Reed had to lift slightly there, and that's allowed Carsey an opportunity up the inside. And Reed will get a sort of switch back, but that happened on this occasion. Racing J, meanwhile, still right on the back of this. Just to say, if anyone's making any comments, I've disconnected from the stream on my phone, so I can't see them at the moment. So I've got to have my phone on mobile data rather than Wi-Fi while I'm streaming, so the mobile data just seems to stop working at the moment. Don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring you, because I'm definitely not. Just can't see it at the moment. So that yellow flag was Freeman. Oh, he's had another little moment as well, just in front of the pit lane, but glad to say he manages to recover it before any, well, actually, you're being that close to the pit entry, you'd have been running potential risk of disqualification, so glad that hasn't happened for him. But at the moment, feels like it's gone a bit quiet. It hasn't. There are still battles, plenty of them actually. Racing J's now down in 10th. How am I missing all this? When did that happen? What's he doing down there? Well, he's obviously had a spin somewhere, and he's down to P10. So in the end, Wallace has gotten ahead of him. So here's Reed. So Newman has taken the Carsey has taken the lead. He leads now by 1.2 seconds. Newman is P2. Reed right on the back of him. I think it's a definite overtake. You can see it clearly. So Reed into P2 with the DRS that he got off the back of Moomin. Manages to get in the 1 second of Carsey. He's just lost that back out of that though. So it's going to be a case of trying to get in it. Carsey, look at that, 52% ERS. He's really looking after the ERS, Carsey, exceptionally well. He's top 5 at the moment. Very, very close. Very, very close. And Wallace is only 4 seconds behind. He's gotten ahead of Whale now. Missing all the spins, missing all the overtakes pretty much. Sorry, if I had a crystal ball, I'd use it to know where to look. See? I did actually catch that one kind of thing in the background. That is the Gooner and Cool by the Pool. So we're reaching that sort of point now where the hard tyres are going to be, I wouldn't say yet actually have an advantage over mediums, but they're probably pretty similar now. So in terms of how many laps they're going to do on each, it's I think, off the top of my head, I think it's about 14 and 19, 15 and 18, something like that. So it'd be 14 on the mediums, 19 on the hards, or something similar to that in a way, I would say. It's a bit difficult to say sometimes because that's one of the Ferraris, I assume. Yeah, Lego Lamb. Oh, what a shame. Brilliant qualifying for Lego Lamb and a brilliant start to the race. Such a shame that he had that spin. It's been great to see him. I'd love to see him have a top 10 or something like that today. I think though, operator gets ahead of Whoopi. I think, yeah, going by where operator is, I think Whoopi must have had a little spin there. He almost has another one as well. Struggling. But yeah, I think in a way for Lego Lamb, I think his pace here at Spain is very different from what we're seeing. Junkie Emperor's falling down. Falling down, Junkie Emperor's falling down. Oh God, he ain't gonna like me doing that. What am I doing? Right. Oh, we are side by side, and it's Taylor alongside Racing J, but afforded much room. To be fair, and Junkie has entered the pits, so that spin was very close to the pit lane, so obviously decided, let's just get in and get a set of hards on rather than trying to cool the tyres back down. Not worth it, I would say. This is we've got two sort of trains like this. So Wallace is leading this one in P6, and he's got Whale, Racing J, Taylor. Even Baz really is only a second off of it, so very tight between them. And the other train, of course, ahead of this is Moomin, Daguna, Cool. It was Reed, but he's accelerated away now, so see old Carsey leading Reed after him. sort of thing, as Carsey sets fastest lap on 12 lap old hards. Or 11 lap old hards at the time. And a chance for well here. Yeah, it's going to run a time out way before on the back of him. So I think that yellow flag may well have been called by the pool ahead. So that's him ahead of Wallace. That gap has come down by 3 seconds, so I can only assume that yellow flag must have been him. When that happened, but Daniel Sokovic is fitted to soft tyres. Whoopi has just gotten ahead of Junkie Emperor for P15. Way really sort of concertina up together there as Daguna is in for his stop. So 13 laps on the mediums, so laps short of what I suggested. Is the Williams? Is that Whale? It is. That's Whale. And he recovers in P9, but not ideal for him. This is Wallace racing Jay and Taylor now then. So, Wallace on the mediums. He's in a good position really, isn't he? He's on mediums. This is a Mercedes round. And that, presumably, yeah, that's called by the pool. Oh, and he's lost his front wing as well. Oh, that's going to... Well, not completely ruined, but it's going to put a massive dent on his race today. Yeah, what a shame for Cool. Well, I could say that for quite a few drivers at the moment. It's, ultimately, they are mistakes. You know, I'd say it's not a shame. But it is human error, it's not anything else. As Racing J at the inside of Wallace. No defending that one. That was pure overspeed, and obviously Wallace's medium tyres are very much at the end of life here. So, it's a yellow flag out at the final corner. That is a Haas. Can't work out for the life of me which Haas, because neither of them seem to... It must have been James. It must have been James. I was looking down. Yeah, I'm sure it was James. So, neither of them seems to drop any places. I think that might be because of pit stops around them as well, though. So, Whoopi and Operator both into the pits. So Wallace in, as we'd have expected, really. And how many laps will he get to try and undercut those around him? So he knows the safety car, really, that the medium starters would have been hoping for early on didn't happen. And so he knows that there's going to be some very, very fast cars around him in the second half of this race when they all pit to mediums. Now, so we'd be expecting the hard tyre drivers in, I would say, anywhere from lap 18 through to 21. So, for that window. And just looking through the field, we don't have any actual battles at the moment. Everybody is spread out. Nobody in DRS range, but it's not quite true in the sense of there are little battles. It's just they're happening through the pit stops, and that is a very early stop from Reed to come off of the hards. So this is a well. Can only assume he's trying to undercut to try and get some sort of advantage on Carsey, or to close the gap slightly on Carsey at least. But it's quite early to do that, and as you can see, he's come out round the back of Whale. Say round the back, he's got to get the tyres up to temperature, so the gap will probably grow to pretty much a couple of seconds, I would imagine, in the end. It's not right on the back of him, but not ideal. Gaza suddenly rearing his head into P7. So let's come down to Dorian, because we don't see him much this evening. And, well, so Carsey is in, and he does react to Reed. I guess he has to. He knows that Reed's his main competitor for the race win, so in terms of pace. So I guess really Carsey had to react. Unfortunately, Dorian not able to do anything there. Reed coming down to turn 1. Where is Carsey? Oh goodness me, he's already through turn 4. Carsey's down at the hairpin. He's miles in front. Carsey's actually exited the pits 8 seconds ahead of Reed. I do think Reed might have had a little moment at some point, because suddenly lost a load of time to Whale, but not that much time. That he's 8 seconds behind now. Not sure how that's happened. Unless Carsey absolutely zaps his energy, but he doesn't appear to have. He's got 8%, so man's flying, absolutely flying. Moving into the pits. So he's now reacting. So where is Reed? He's on the back of Whale. They're coming through the chicane. Whale stays out. You'd think that Reed's going to get him here anyway on the straight. Newman is just coming out the pits. There, you can see him in the background very faintly, but Reed through past Whale then. Taylor having extended his stint slightly as well, so he's in P2 at the moment. Oh, and we got a retirement. Operator is out. I'm looking for him on the track. I can't see him. That is one of the Alpines out. Absolutely no idea where he is, I'm afraid. Oh, there he is. I've just found him. He's in sector 2, but I think he's already... His car's just been cleared, unfortunately, so I can't help you there. But Whoopi is out as well. He's retired in... Oh, Whoopi. Whoopi's retired in the pits. Why are you retired in the pits? It's just not saying Moomin's left the session. See, that's expected. Puts in fastest lap of the race with 19.2. And oh my goodness me, Moomin's AI has pitted him. Moomin's gonna join and find his AI in the pits. He's gonna be fuming. Why has his AI come in and stuck on a new set of mediums? That is baffling. Absolutely baffling. I mean, he'd have thought he might lose a bit of time, but you know, if you get disconnected, you'd expect to lose a bit of time, but you certainly wouldn't expect the AI to pit you on the lap after you've already pitted. That's devastating for Newman. He was looking fantastic for a podium tonight. I think without that happening, I'd be speaking to him at the end of the race, but that is, well, it's basically killed any opportunity he had, I think. And yeah, Taylor's going to react to it. He's going to go to the mediums, so... Gazza's still out there, and he heads on to another lap. So he is the only driver now not to have pitted. Gazza really extending his stint out. As we've had a couple of retirements, so you can't blame him. He could be thinking sometimes retirements happen like that. They happen in little blocks. So he might just be hanging on just to see if there's a safety car. Oh, Wales left the session. It's my great host. What's happening? Newman even get back in? Yeah, Newman has got back in. Well, hurry up as quick as you can, because the AI might pit you like it pitted Newman, so you need to get back in quick. There he is. Can he get control of the car? It's not a massive shock to see people having some connection issues tonight. It's obviously, I don't know if all you guys know, but there was massive EA problems earlier on, so EA server problems. So, oh no, it's pitting him! It's pitting him! He solided up as well, so I think that's put him in the pits just before he's managed to gain control. He's probably seen that happening on his screen, I'd imagine, and been like, no! Oh, it's even worse. It's put him on soft tyres. Ah! I've seen everything now. Wales just left the session again. Probably out of... Well, has he left this time because he's disconnected, or is this time is he potentially absolutely fuming? He's in the main menu. It's just... Oh. Oh, I got all the messages back on the stream now, by the way, if anybody would want me to type anything, I can see it now. It's, Gaza finally is in 22 lap stint on the hard tyres, and he is going to find himself not doing too bad out of this, I think. He's going to lose out here to Junkie, but Junkie on 11 lap old hards, you'd imagine he'd be reasonably easy to close down. Freeman probably not so, but he has definitely gained there by Wales AI pitting him. Appears to be back now. Well, his car's solidified. Oh no, just I say that, Wales has left the session. It's an absolute nightmare, this is. Oh, and we've got a... By the pool, hits the back of Gaza and spins him. So looks to recover it. He may have some damage off of that. That's not cool. Cool by the pool. Well, joins again. That's Gaza. Spun again, and I don't know if he's... Yeah, so, oh, sorry, no, it's Lego Lamb. My apologies. It wasn't Gaza, it's Lego Lamb. My apologies. That's such a shame for Gaza, though, because he's out on the fresh mediums. He's still heating his tyres up, so... May have broken a little bit earlier than was expected as well. Leaves the session again. Hi, Craig. It's all happening here, but not stuff you want to see as well. Well, sorry, well, I'm doing what I can for you, man, by sending you invites, but I'm not sure. Well, there's nothing else I can really do. I'm going to keep inviting you back, but he's just joined actually, so we didn't need that one. Hey, Baz here. Done a good job this evening in P8. Some nice places. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. I haven't even looked at it. So Reed's up to 5 places. Taylor up 3, Baz up 5. Yeah, I think as it stands right now, bit of a battle between Reed and Baz really for driver of the day. In my opinion, neither of them have a penalty, so they're eligible for my driver of the day. Fortunately, Taylor's got a penalty. Taylor I might have considered, you see, because I understand he's got flu, so he's doing an incredible job. But I don't. Well, you all know I don't give driver of the day to anybody with a penalty. So here comes Taylor. Wallace seems to get a pretty good exit. Doesn't help Taylor, but he ain't got any energy left. It's out of energy. So yeah, Wallace has still got about 27%. Sector 3 yellow. And it is, it's Mr. Whale. I won't be massively shocked if that's happened as he's rejoined, because there's the old 5 lights and go, but sometimes if you're on a corner, it's actually really difficult driving into the pits. Since we last looked, Carsey now increased his lead to nearly 12 seconds. Reed as well has done exactly the same by increasing his lead to Daguno to 12 seconds, and we're back to this battle. So Wales into the pits. He's on exit as well. I wasn't 100% sure if he was going to carry on or not, because the way he keeps dropping out, I thought he might have decided to call it a night, because it's dangerous to other drivers, but I'm glad he's not. Do you see what I mean? So this is what I was saying when we were talking about the chicane earlier on and the fact that it's being replaced. I said that one of the difficult things about the chicane was that the driver in front always seems to gain a bit of time when they exit the chicane, and I don't know why it is. I don't know at all why that is. I can only assume it's a bit more difficult. Oh, there's going to be contact, and that's not good. That is not good at all. And that's a slam dunk. Penalty for Taylor, in my opinion. But I'm not steward anymore. That was not a good moment as Henri Barbosa has joined, whoever that is. Of course, the host, when Wales dropped out the first time, it changed the host of the lobby, so it probably changed to friends. Well, I don't know. Anybody probably able to join that spec now. So, good battle here. Dorian just within the 1 second of James. Ooh. James runs wide. So, manages to recover it. It's back on. Ferrari ahead. That is Gaza ahead of them. So he's back up to the position he was when he exited the pits. It was Cool by the Pool that hit him and spun him, and Cool by the Pool is down in 15th now, so I assume he must have pitted again or something. Just drops another place to Val as well. Yeah, we are struggling for a bit of a battle. What's the sector 3 yellow? Cool by the Pool's in the pits. He hasn't retired, so it's not him that scores. Well, he may have called the yellow before pitting, I don't know, but hasn't retired, so sure. Anyway, that battle hasn't turned into anything. In fact, James has actually managed to catch Gaza. As I said, though, I've got a feeling Gaza's got rear wing damage from the contact with Cool by the Pool, so comes James then, DRS open. I don't think Gaza doesn't move to defend or anything. I think Gaza's more on a mission to try and get to the end of this race and pick up whatever points he can. I'm sure there'll be a bit of work for the stewards to do after this one, I think. I don't think there's going to be loads of tickets, but I think there's going to be a few. On the no, that was Cool by the Pool. It was ghosting Baz as the car in front of Cool by the Pool. That was a bit confusing. So that car there, that Mercedes isn't Baz. That is Cool by the Pool. The car ahead then, just going through the chicane, is Baz. So clear that up because it's a little bit confusing because they're both Mercedes. So anyway, let's go down and move in. Wallace has dropped off the back of these two. Hopefully Wallace can stay within the penalty range of Taylor to still pick up that place and get it back. Although, as I say, we've got a very good view of that. And so I'm not a steward, but I'll be pretty amazed if that didn't come out with a further penalty for Taylor. Say you never quite know when you see things in real time. We're human beings, and our natural instinct is to make an on-the-spot sort of decision. It's kind of my job as well, as a commentator, to do that. But quite often, actually, stewarding in multiple leagues, what ends up happening, you get the two clips, and actually you find out something completely different to what it actually appeared to be that happened. So I always tend to ask for both drivers' points of view because surprised sometimes what ends up actually coming out. So 3 seconds from Moomin, that's not ideal. So we're on lap 31 and 33. I'll bring the penalties up. So, yeah, just to confirm that. So that does mean this is a genuine battle for position now. Both got 3 seconds, so Wallace might be able to pick up both places and get the position that he deserves, quite frankly. I mean, at the moment, I've got to say, I think Reed is definitely on my list for driver of the day. Daguna's been absolutely fantastic as well. Baz, without doubt, is also on my list. But Wallace as well has been fantastic. So it's really hard. Just to mention from our interview earlier on, Dorian spoke to before the race, before qualifying, was he's doing all right. He's in P13. He's in points for this league, so he's on for scoring some points. So fair play to him. Yeah, obviously his teammates well, and that's the only thing for him. He you know, as I say, in their dynamic, it is going to be a case if he wants well to be the one up the field scoring the big points, and Dorian then to pick up as, you know, what he can each week. But it's just not ideal when Wells behind him. Not just behind him either, he's 30 odd seconds down, well, he's 38 seconds behind, but obviously, as we know, it's the extra pit stop, it's and all the times he's disconnected. When you disconnect, by the way, it obviously depends how quickly you get back, but every time you disconnect, it will cost you at least 5 seconds, I'd say, so on where you should be. But, obviously that does depend on how quickly you get back, because some disconnects you disconnect from the lobby and then you can get back pretty quickly. Other disconnects, it actually kicks you all the way out the game, so, and then you've got to load it all back up, so that obviously takes longer. So, leaders have gone on to the final lap. I will move to Carsey because he is getting close. Comes up through sector 2, towards the end of sector 2. I must admit, actually, the race has absolutely flown by. I don't know where that's gone. Feels like I was only just talking about pit stops and we're suddenly at the end of the race. Time flies when you're talking rubbish. Oh, there's a little change of position. Sorry, I've missed it, but there's a little change of position. Freeman has gotten ahead of Baz right at the death, and that may well hand driver of the day to Reed. Parsi then wins in Barcelona de Catalunya. James picks up a penalty at the death. Reed will come across the line in a very, very strong P2 performance. Daguna as well, outstanding today, really has been. He was over the moon with his qualifying lap, and he's ended up on the podium. And yeah, I'm not going to lie, I've got a massive job for driver of the day pick today. This may well be one of the hardest ones I've ever had to do. Racing J comes home in also a brilliant P4. Taylor is going to cross the line P5. He will stay there for the moment. There may be some after race stuff going on, but at the moment, Taylor P5, Moomin P6, Wallace P7. I've got a feeling that may at some point change to Wallace being P6 and Moomin P5, but we shall see. Freeman then P8, Baz, superb drive Baz, unlucky losing that position at the end, and unfortunately I think that's going to lose you the driver of the day as well. But still an absolutely superb drive from your lad. P9, I'll do the rest of the countdown in just a moment. Craig, you think Daguna? Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I do agree. But I think Reed has as well, because the disappointment of getting a 5-place group penalty in the qualifying which he feels he didn't deserve, and to then come out and drive so strongly as well, I think Reed deserves it as well. But wouldn't surprise, because we do 2 drivers of the day. I choose one, and they get a bonus point, but also the drivers choose one, but they're not allowed to choose the same one, and they get a point. So it wouldn't surprise me, whoever I choose, that the other one gets the drivers one, like. Yeah, so Carsey gets the fastest lap as well, 118.7. Where was I anyway on the countdown? Baz, wasn't I? So Junkie Emperor P10, nice drive from him. Gaza, really unlucky. I genuinely think you may well have been at least P8, I reckon, if that contact hadn't happened and spun him. Dorian P12, James P13, Lego Lamb 14. Well done for continuing on, Lego Lamb, and keeping it going. I was really impressed with your pace today, lad. So well done. Well, same to you, mate. Well done for keeping on going after all that, to be quite honest with you. Cool by the Pool 16, Damir 17, Whoopi and Operator, unfortunately, are DNFs. Snipping to the race director. Not many, really. So, it's not bad. Thank you, Papa. Oh, cheers, mate. I swear for the last 15 laps, I was just chatting, and I don't know if I was even watching, I was just chatting. I don't know where those laps went, they just disappeared. Right, let's get the podium boys in, shall we? So, the Gooner. Carsey. Oh, Dorian joined the party. I think I just invited the wrong person. Hello, Dorian. You're here now, but I think I accidentally invited you then.
Sorry, I had my volume down there. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually mean to invite you. I meant to invite Dagunar, but somebody left the lobby. I'm doing it through the lobby, and somebody left. You may as well stay now, though. You may as well stay now, though. You're here. You're here.
You've got a party full more than ours, boy.
What's going on? Hello? Anybody there?
Hello.
Hello. Right.
So someone was still mid race here, I think.
Right, okay, who we got here in a moment? Is it still all 4 of you? Yeah, it is. Okay. Right, guys, if you just make sure you include your audio. Make sure you include your audio. I get really bad echo. Right, okay, so let's speak to the Gooner first then. Gooner, P3, really well done, mate. Nice podium, brilliant drive. I think as well, probably my driver of the day today. To be honest, I probably need to flip a coin between you and Reed. But I think I'm going to go with you because I'm going to go with you because the drivers will vote for Reed. There we go. Congratulations, mate. How is it from your point of view?
Thanks, mate. Yeah, I mean, I got a bit lucky with movements, disconnect, and then for some reason I don't know why, but it decided to pit him. I've been pitted the lap before. So I got a bit lucky with that. Then I'd racing Jay on me, and then he had a spin. But then the last 10 laps, I was sweating hard, like thinking he was going to catch me. But luckily, I held him off and put the podium. We're happy with it.
Cool. The echo's so cool. Yeah, you're saying everything about 3 times. There was a few things going on. There was a few contacts. There was disconnects, as you said. It's really hurt a few drivers tonight. But ultimately, mate, you did a great job in qualifying. You were exactly where you needed to be today, and it's paid off for the podium. So great drive. I'm going to try and get through these as quick as possible, guys, because that echo is really bad.
Whose mic is that? It's not mine, is it?
I don't know.
It's Reed's.
It's Reed's. What do I need to do, lads?
If you just mute when you're not talking, it should be fine.
Yeah. Don't mute now though, because I'm about to talk to you. Right, Reed. I'll come to you. P2 tonight, mate. Brilliant drive. You know, you had to do it from P7 on the grid. You had a decent start. Got up a little bit. I bet you were surprised though to see Carsey in front of you about halfway around the lap.
Yeah, I'm going to make a comment before I answer that. I just want to apologize to the admin for getting a bit frustrated and all the rest of it. So that's a
Mate,
direct
in all
apology.
fairness, I think you know we're all us admin are including myself are racers as well, and I think we can understand it. It was.
Yeah, I would never. Yeah. No, so I want to make sure that's loud and clear. It's a direct apology to you guys for losing it a bit. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait. Okay. Yep. I was surprised to see Carsey, which probably settled me down a wee bit. And stopped me driving so angry and all the rest of it. Yeah. Um. Tires went off pretty quickly because I went on the mediums too early. So yeah, I wouldn't say I was overly happy with my pace. It seemed to be a bit off what I was doing online and practice lobbies and stuff, so I really need to work on that. But overall, with the chaos of qualifying, very happy to get that P2. Yeah, well done to Carsey as well, and yeah, cheers.
Yeah. Sorry I haven't given you drive of the day, but
That's all right.
So I could flip a coin between the two, but I'm confident that you're going to get it from the driver.
No, I appreciate the thought. Appreciate the thought, Elliot.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you can mute yourself now while I talk to Carsey, please, mate.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, Carsey. You there?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry.
Hello. Right, victory then, Barcelona de Catalunya. It's another trophy added to your collection. Yeah, obviously not the starts of the race that you wanted, but so you had to fight back a little bit. You did that though. Once you got into the lead, you disappeared a little bit. Let's be honest. But it was. I guess it was just getting there. Yeah. Well, tell us your side, anyway.
It's one of my worst race starts I can remember in a while. I started off. I already knew it had been like foreshadowed that it was going to go wrong when I missed my or missed my grid box for the first time ever. I just completely flew past it. I don't know what I was doing. I had to laugh at myself there. So
Well, you started P1, so you must have ended up about halfway down the straight.
Yeah. At that point, I was completely like mentally gone going into that race start and just was all over the place. And by turn 5 was 4th or 5th, and then trying too hard to catch back up a spun. Then a few laps later, and I was down in like 7th or something. Got really helped out by Wallace and Racing J spinning, and I had some just brilliant battles with Reid and Newman working my way up. So, and then once I got to the front, I think I probably drove one of my best, just pure race pace drives ever. I was really happy with how I drove.
Yeah, I will tell you, I was on board with you for the spin. So yeah, you'll be glad to hear that.
Lovely.
But yeah,
I'm really glad you caught that.
It was just one of those though. You got a bit too much curb on the outside, is what it looked like, and it threw you. And it don't take much around here, to be fair, does it? There's loads of curbs around here that does that.
It's a horrible track for curbs, isn't it?
It is, definitely.
Dreadful.
But yeah, man. Other than that, as I say, it was getting back to the front. And once you did, as you said, you were aided a little bit as well by other drivers, spinning, making mistakes, and that to help you with that. But I think overall, looking at your pace, you had the overall pace. I think you'd have ended up there in a way, to be honest. No, just a great drive. Again, not giving you driver of the day. You've got enough points. You don't need any more. So it's.
Yeah, I need some.
I don't think I deserve it with the spin, even if I am real happy if I drove after the spin.
I'll be honest, that's the reason I didn't give it to you. I thought, no, he spun, I'm not giving it to him, that's it. So yeah, unlucky. No, still, well done though, mate. Good drive. We got a little bonus tonight. Dorian, who I spoke to before the race, has come back after the race. Basically because I was on the Gooner's name in the lobby to invite him, but the the name's changed as I pressed it, so it's invited Dorian instead. But you know, but still,
he
it's
just
nice
wanted
to
me
speak
back.
to him again. So, P13, I think in the end, Dorian.
P12.
P12 in the end. You got up
Yeah,
an extra
James
one.
had an 8-second penalty, so he
Of
dropped
course
2
he did.
places.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's not too bad. You're in the points. So
Yeah, felt like a good race.
Yeah.
Obviously, Demir cut across me on turn 2.
right.
Just a racing incident. He overtook me on the straight and basically didn't realize I was following him on the inside.
Right.
So it
Okay.
probably cost me a position or so, but the rest of the race there was no spins or anything for me, so probably my
Yeah.
best. Well, it is my best race so far. So
Oh, good. Well, congratulations on that.
happy with it.
I think
Thank you.
the only downside for you guys will be what's happened to Whale, and he's just had
Yeah,
well,
it's hard
just suddenly
telling
started
forward, isn't
having
it?
some sort of issues with connection, and it happened to him and Moomin actually. That both of them, when they disconnected, despite the fact they just pitted for a set of tyres, the AI then pitted them again the lap after. So
Yeah, I don't get that. Why it done
Yeah,
that?
I
That's
seen
weird.
that. Yeah.
very strange.
It happens all the time in a race if you go
Because the
into
mediums would
AI,
have got to the
it'll
end,
just
wouldn't it?
pit
So
you.
he wouldn't have had
yeah.
another pit stop scheduled.
The
No.
game just pits you no matter what when you're in AI.
What did they
They
put
will
him?
just-
Softs or another set of mediums?
Moomin it put some mediums, so it literally pitted from fresh mediums to another set of fresh mediums, and well, it put on softs with 12 laps to go, I think it was. So
Yeah, that's unlucky.
It'll
Really, he would have had
do
podium,
that
I
every
think, but-
time.
yeah. So, but in the end, well, disconnected 4 or 5 times, I think. So yeah, overall it's cost him so much time. It's unreal. But, yeah, but at least he kept on though, and he got to the end. So fair play to him. And also to Leg of Lamb, I wanted to give a shout out to because wow, he was showing some pace tonight. Unfortunately, ended up having a spin on the chicane in sector 2, but showed some really good pace tonight. So fair play to him. Clearly put some work in. But yeah, there we go. Other than that, guys, it was quite an enjoyable race to watch. Plenty of overtaking. Say a few knocks here and there, a few spins, and always makes it interesting for us. So there we go. Yeah. Thanks to everybody that's watched live with me and kept me entertained, and thanks to everybody that watched the stream back as well. As always, it's really appreciated, guys. So really big thanks to the viewers today because the numbers were fantastic. So thank you very much. Anyway, good night, God bless. We shall see you next week, same time, 8 p.m. next Tuesday. I'll be back live on Friday at 8:30 for PRF1. Other than that, good night. Have a good week.